Hello, my name is Dr. David Kilmnick. Today, I'm excited to share with you some of my work and portfolio of innovative course development media content that showcases how I'm reimagining online education for the digital age. Creating an effective online course goes far beyond simply transferring classroom content to a virtual environment. It's about crafting an intentional, engaging learning experience specifically designed for online students. I've had the privilege of working with an exceptional team at Innovative Education who have helped bring my vision for this demonstration, which I'm about to show you, the complete overhaul of a core social policy course to life. Their expertise in instructional design and multimedia production has been invaluable to collaborate in creating content that not only educates, but engages and inspires. In today's digital world, we have incredible tools at our disposal to enhance the learning experience. My goal is to move beyond traditional methods and create content that promotes critical thinking, self-reflection, and deep engagement with the material. While we still incorporate essential elements in our online classroom, like PowerPoint presentations, I'm pushing boundaries by including interactive simulations, dynamic discussions, and original content that bridges theory and practice. Let me walk you through some examples of the media content that I've created or we've created together as a team for this Foundations of Social Welfare Policy course. We'll start with something fundamental yet crucial, the instructor introduction. In online education, establishing a strong instructor presence and connection with students from day one is essential.
Hi there, I'm Dr. David Kilmnick, and I'm excited to welcome you to our class this semester. And as your chair, so proud that you are part of the online Master of Social Work program here at the University of South Florida. I go by Dr. K, and I use he, him pronouns. I was born and grew up in the borough of Queens in New York City in a beach community called Far Rockaway. After graduating Far Rockaway High School, I went away to Long Island University, C.W. Post, where I received my bachelor's degree in public relations, a skill that I have used greatly in my social work practice, particularly through advocacy and social justice efforts. After receiving my bachelor's degree, I worked at several universities in student affairs. First at Adelphi University as the Assistant Director of Student Activities, and then at Stony Brook University as a Residence Hall Director. It was while I was at Stony Brook University that I decided to pursue my MSW, which I received in 1993. Several years later, I went back for my PhD in social welfare, which I received in 2000 from the Graduate Center at the City University of New York, also known as the Grad Center at CUNY. That's my path as a student. I am extremely passionate about empowering the next generation of social work professionals. But my journey extends far beyond these walls of academia. For over 3 decades, I've not only been teaching, but have also walked the walk and am deeply involved in practicing social work by building organizations serving LGBTQ+ communities and advocating for the rights, safety, and well-being of the LGBTQ+ community. And that journey started when I was sitting right where you are now, as an MSW student at Stony Brook University. Now that's a little bit about me personally, and I'd like to share some more about my teaching style, approach, research, and other initiatives. My teaching philosophy is rooted in the belief that social work is a field of action and impact. We're not just here to learn theories, we're here to become agents of change. In our classes, we'll create an inclusive, engaging, and thought-provoking environment that prepares you to face the real-world challenges head-on. We'll explore not only the theoretical foundations of social work, but also develop the skills to act swiftly and effectively in the face of ever-changing challenges our communities face. Remember, in social work, we're not just responding to yesterday's problems, we're anticipating and addressing tomorrow's issues today. Thinking ahead and looking forward are key skills, tactics, and strategies we must use to realize our work as social workers, whether that's in education or pursuing equity, equality, and justice. In my classes, you can expect lively discussions, practical exercises, and opportunities to apply social work theories to real-world scenarios. I believe in creating a supportive learning environment where every voice is heard and valued. I encourage each of you to bring your unique experiences and viewpoints to our discussions. Your diverse perspectives will enrich our learning community and prepare us all to be more effective social workers. I'm excited to embark on this journey with you. You all have so much to offer to our classroom community, and I look forward to not only sharing my passion for social work, advocacy, and justice, but for you to share your passions, see that anything is possible, and hear about your dreams. I've shared a lot here, but feel free to explore my website at www.drkilmnick.com to learn more about me and my work and career.
Next, I want to share an innovative approach I developed for teaching about tactics and strategies for change. I envision this as a 60-minute style presentation that brings to life how social workers can create meaningful policy change. This segment explores everything from overcoming obstacles to political participation to running for political office, all presented in a compelling documentary format that keeps students engaged while delivering crucial content.
Good evening. I'm Dr. David Kilmnick, and tonight we're exploring a critical yet often overlooked aspect of social change, the role of social workers in shaping public policy. In the next hour, we'll delve into how these dedicated professionals are stepping beyond individual casework to influence the very systems that affect their clients' lives. But before we dive into the world of politically active social workers, we need to understand a troubling trend in American society. Political scientist Robert Putnam famously described this phenomenon in his book, Bowling Alone. Americans are increasingly disconnected from their neighbors, their communities, and the political process. This decline in what Putnam calls social capital has serious implications for our democracy. And the numbers are stark, and the trend has continued in recent years. In 1960, 62% of Americans felt that they could trust the federal government to do what is right most of the time. By 2022, however, according to the Pew Research Center, that number had fallen to just 20%. Even more concerning, only 2% of Americans said that they could trust the government in Washington to do what is right just about always. The erosion of trust isn't just a number. It represents a fundamental challenge to our democracy and the ability of our government to address pressing social issues. But in a world where many feel powerless, some are stepping up to make a difference. Enter the social workers. Social workers are realizing the impact they have through political engagement. They're overcoming common obstacles like lack of time, feeling powerless, or being overwhelmed by the political process. So how are social workers getting involved? There are numerous ways. Some attend lobby days to speak directly with their representatives. Others volunteer for Get Out the Vote campaigns. Many are using their writing skills to craft powerful op-eds, shaping public opinion on critical social issues. But perhaps the most direct way social workers influence policy is through lobbying. When social workers speak to legislators, they're not just sharing statistics. They're sharing the real stories of people affected by these policies. That's what really makes an impact. In today's interconnected world, social workers are also at the forefront of building coalition and movements. Social media has revolutionized how we organize. With a single tweet or Facebook post, we can mobilize thousands of supporters. But online activism is just the beginning. From Black Lives Matter to climate change activism, social workers are often the glue that holds these movements together, thanks to their community organizing skills and commitment to social justice. As we look to the future, more social workers are taking the ultimate step in political engagement, running for office themselves. Social workers in political positions bring a unique perspective. They understand the real-world impact of policies on vulnerable populations. This political engagement isn't just a choice. It's an ethical imperative for the profession. The National Association of Social Workers Code of Ethics states that social workers should engage in social and political action that seeks to ensure that all people have equal access to the resources, employment, services, and opportunities they require to meet their basic human needs and develop fully. As we face growing social challenges, the political engagement of social workers isn't just important, it's essential. These dedicated professionals are showing us that change is possible one policy at a time. I'm Dr. David Kilmnick, and this has been Agents of Change, Social Workers on the Political Front Lines. Good night.
When a colleague asked me to include content about the distinction between policies and programs, I drew inspiration from my childhood memories of Schoolhouse Rock. Working with a talented animation team, I scripted and created an original musical piece that explains these concepts through catchy lyrics, and the multimedia team brought this to life through engaging visual animation. The result is a unique learning experience that makes complex concepts accessible and memorable.
Policy versus program, Palooza, where we learn the difference. So yes, we do that. Policy is a plan,
a guiding light.
It sets the course for what we think is right.
Created by government, big and small,
To address social issues for the benefit of all. It's broad and general, a framework true,
shaping our actions in all that we do.
like healthcare for all, or no child left behind. Policy sets goals with society in mind. But a program specific is hands-on indeed.
Designed to meet
A particular need. It's the action we take
the service we give.
to help our communities thrive and live. Exactly right. Let's break it down more. Programs are how we implement policy's core. They're tangible services with staff and a place, addressing problems face to face. Policy guides, programs act. Together they make a powerful pact. One sets the stage, the other performs. That's how social welfare transforms. Policy guide, programs act. Together they make a powerful pact. One sets the stage, the other performs. That's how social welfare transforms.
One of my proudest creations is an original Law & Order SPU, not SVU, SPU, Special Policy Unit series that teaches the 6 stages of the policy change process. Each scene mirrors a dramatic structure of the iconic show while breaking down complex policy concepts. From the crime scene, representing problem definition, to the verdict, showing policy implementation, students learn through a familiar and engaging format.
All units be advised. Possible overdose on the east side blocks.
Another overdose. It's the 3rd one this week.
When will it end?
We changed the system.
Making that change left and right, and I've done it upwards and down.
Okay, folks, listen up real quick. This opioid epidemic is tearing our city apart. It's time we started treating it like the crime that it is. A crime against public health.
Captain, we need to look beyond enforcement. This is a policy issue.
You know something, Rico? You're absolutely right. That's why I'm going to have you transferred to the Special Policy Unit. Your job? Change the law.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Back to work.
In the criminal justice system, some crimes can't be solved on the streets. They must be addressed in the halls of power. Problem definition and agenda setting, the first crucial steps in policy change. Here, our team reframes the opioid crisis as a public health issue, not a criminal one. In the world of policy, changing how we see the problem is often the first step to solving it.
We've identified the problem. Our current policies criminalize addiction instead of treating it as a health issue.
So, what's our angle?
We propose a comprehensive policy shift. I'm calling it the Comprehensive Addiction, Recovery, and Empowerment Act, or CARE Act for short.
Break it down for me.
The CARE Act has three main components: decriminalization of possession for personal use, increased funding for evidence-based treatment programs, and mandatory prescription drug monitoring programs.
It also includes provisions for education and prevention and provides support for families who've been affected by addiction.
It's a tall order. You're going to get some pushback on that.
Then we'll build an airtight case.
In the policymaking system, the people are represented by two separate, yet equally important groups: those who investigate societal problems and those who legislate solutions. This is policy formulation, where understanding becomes action. The CARE Act takes shape, transforming complex issues into concrete proposals. In policy, as in law, how you build your case can make or break your cause.
Oh, that's cool.
That's right.
Nice.
Hey.
Well, numbers are in. Thanks to the CARE Act, overdose deaths are down by 30%, and treatment program enrollment is up by 50%.
But we're seeing some unexpected consequences. Some rural areas are struggling to implement the programs due to a lack of resources.
So it sounds like we have our next case. The CARE Act needs an adaptation?
I actually propose an amendment, the CARE Act Enhancement and Rural Extension, or what would be called CARE ERE. 1, it would increase funding for mobile treatment in rural areas. 2, it would expand the prescription drug monitoring service to include new synthetic opioids. And 3, increase resources for job training and economic development in high-risk communities.
That'll help us reach those we've missed and stay ahead of the curve for new threats.
It's just like a cold case. Just when you think it's over, new evidence appears. Well, I guess we should get busy on that amendment.
Let's get to work.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate, yet equally important groups: those who make the laws and those who evaluate their impact. This is policy evaluation and adaptation, where assessment meets action. Here, the true verdict on the CARE Act is rendered, not just in outcomes, but in our response to them. Like a detective following new leads, policymakers must continually adjust their strategies to meet evolving challenges. In the world of policy, as in law enforcement, there is no final verdict. Each case closes only to open new investigations. Each policy paves the way for further reforms. For the dedicated members of the Special Policy Unit, the pursuit of justice and effective policy is a never-ending story. The real work is never done.
Now, none of this would be possible without the incredible team at Innovative Education. From the learning designers and the learning design team of Michael, Chad, Brittany, and more, to the multimedia team of Jared, David, Diana, William, and countless others, thank you. Our collaborative process has resulted in course content that's hip, it's innovative, it's current, and it's deeply engaging. We're creating learning experiences that speak to today's students while preparing them for tomorrow's challenges. Now, the world we're living in today presents unprecedented challenges for both students and faculty alike. But I truly believe, that this is also an exciting time of opportunity. Through innovative online course development, we can prepare our students to meet these challenges with the knowledge, the skills, and help them build the confidence that they didn't know that they possessed. I'm passionate about continuing to push the boundaries of what's possible in online education. If you're interested in exploring innovative approaches to course development, or would like to collaborate on creating engaging content for your courses, I'd love to connect and share ideas. Together, we can transform online education and empower the next generation of changemakers.